Mountain State Park. Doing the second part of my day. Did a very long early this morning. I did the Doane Valley French Mountain Weir Trail loops. So I was already done with that before 11 a.m. Right now it's probably about 11:15. So I'm here at Boucher Hill, B-O-U-C-H-E-R. You see a spelling right there. A lot of people think it's Boucher or Boucher, or some French name. What I heard is Boucher, B-O-U-C-H-E-R, Boucher. So this is what the views are supposed to look like on an awesome day. So Mount San Antonio, the crest of the San Gabriels, Santiago Peak. I used to have a lookout site on there. It's been a while since I've been able to hike up to that because as far as I know it's still closed. You're supposed to get some really good views, but today we're sucked in with a thick marine layer, so it's not going to happen today. Unfortunately. That was the benchmark. Boucher Hill benchmark. Spelled B-O-O-K-E-R. So, just walking along. Trying to see what other sites there are around here. Got California Croton, Croton californicus. Like I said, you're not going to get views today. It's too socked in. So unfortunately, that's not in the cards for today. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy the circumspect views, everything that's close at hand. I'll try and do it right now. A lot of coffee berry here. The leaves are all curled up. I think this one's Frangula californica tomentella, I believe. It's like its own toast variety. One thing I can smell right now, very pungently, is white sage. There are white sage plants around here. I remember I've walked around this before. I've done a hike up here from Silver Crest before. I can smell the white sage is very strong. I'm trying to find where they are. I know there are some white sage plants around here. Trying to find where they are right now. I can smell them plain as day, and they smell very strongly. If you watch my other videos from the Silver Crest Picnic Area, I did a video set over there, and in the Doane Valley video set, you saw me pointing out a lot of Western chokecherry, Prunus virginiana variety demissa. Now, over by Boucher Hill, we got a lot of bitter cherry, Prunus marginata. It's this smaller leaf shrub here. So we got Prunus marginata over here. So, and we also have Prunus salicifolia, subspecies salicifolia here on Palomar Mountain. So we do have hollyleaf cherry as well. We have at least 3 species of Prunus up here. Okay, so see those stalks over there in the grass? Those are the white sages. Oh, and here's a deer's ears. I'm not sure what this one is. It's in its winter dormancy phase. But this was some species. This is a species of Frasera. Could be Frasera Perry deer's ears. I know they get kind of tall. I've seen them get even taller than that. So we got some deer's ears. I believe it's Frasera Perry. There's another species, Frasera neglecta, that's also known here from Southern California at these elevations. And of course, this is what I've been smelling. Now I'm actually seeing it. Salvia apiana, the white sage. And then we got southern mule's ears going dormant for its winter rest, and that's Wyethia ovata. So yeah, quite a bit of plant variety here. A lot of white sage over here. And then I pointed out bitter cherry, Prunus marginata. We also have the western chokecherry, Prunus virginiana variety demissa. So I finally get to show them close at hand. This one's further along in its fall color than the Prunus marginata. That right there is fall color of Prunus virginiana variety demissa. So we have both of them here. I know we have a lot of Prunus virginiana variety demissa over by the Silver Crest Picnic Area, which is about a mile or so from here, really close. But here, I guess we have both species of Prunus, and they're both, as you see there, they're both deciduous. They shed their leaves in the fall. Winter deciduous. It's very peaceful area right now. Not a lot of people over here. Which is kind of nice. My last video said you probably heard a lot of people around me, and then I get real quiet. I get real quiet when a lot of people come up on me when I'm on the trail. So a lot of times I'll just kind of move off to the side for a minute or two and just wait for them to pass. And I'm usually pretty quiet at the time. But oh, this black oak here, this is the most colored black oak I've seen so far. Usually by this time of year, oh, it's starting to drip from the trees. It's getting pretty crazy. Most of the black oaks have not really even started coloring yet. Usually by now, late October, they're usually well on their way to or even near peak. This one right here, it's not super colorful yet, but it has the most color I've seen so far. That's a big reason why I came up here, was actually for seeing fall color, and it just didn't happen today. Everything's behind schedule because of the really hot fall we've had, and I mean really hot. You can hear the acorn woodpeckers. Where there are oaks, there are woodpeckers. And boy, there are woodpeckers. That's Melanerpes formicivorus. And here we go. Southern Coast Live Oak, Quercus agrifolia variety oxyadania. This is the high elevation coast live oak. I call it Southern Coast Live Oak. Some people list it as interior live oak, but another type of interior live oak. And you're thinking, well, people who know some things about plants are saying, isn't that Quercus wislizeni? Well, yes. Some people also call that interior live oak. I just call it Southern Coast Live Oak because it's confined basically to the southern portion of Quercus agrifolia's general range. And other people call it that too. But some people actually call it interior live oak, or inland or interior coast live oak, which is very oxymoronic. Well, it is more interior than your typical variety agrifolia. It's higher up in elevation because we're 5,400 feet above sea level. You don't typically see. Let me think of this as being a place for coast live oak, but there are lots of coast live oaks here at Palomar. Lots of them. And a lot of deer's ears. Why is this guy pointing out all these dead-looking plants? Well, again, they're not dead. They're just dormant. They've gone back to their root crowns because they're winter dormant. Late summer and winter dormant. They go dormant when it gets really dry after the spring, the end of the spring rains, and then they go for their sleepy time, I guess. But yeah, I was really surprised to see not much color on the black oaks yet. I was actually going to do a seasonal spotlight on them today, but I really I'm going to have to postpone that till sometime next month, November, because this year they're just really off to a late start. Might have to go higher up maybe, but in case you're not familiar with this area, this is at the northern end of San Diego County. So just another thing about the incredible diversity of San Diego County. And again, Prunus marginata, bitter cherry. So it's just San Diego's a very interesting county. I was born and raised part of my life here. Then I lived in Orange County. Then I lived in New Jersey for a little over 8 years, and now I'm back here. Well, back in Orange County is where I live, but I come up here sometimes. I like to come up to Palomar. Try to do it yearly, but I didn't make it in 2019, so at least I'm here again. But yeah, we've got a lot of Prunus marginata over here. A lot of bitter cherry. And they're shedding their leaves without really changing a lot of fall color. I don't think they quite have the fall color that the Prunus virginiana variety demissa has. That one seems to have more variety in its fall color. And now we got both of it together. This is a perfect time to point out the differences between the two. Except the fact that there are no fruits on them, so pointing out the differences in the fruit, I'll have to do it verbally. But check this out. Prunus virginiana variety demissa typically has larger leaves. Like this right here, that's Prunus virginiana. Check out my spotlight on trees from August 12th. I did a spotlight on Prunus virginiana variety demissa, the western chokecherry. The bitter cherries tend to have much smaller leaves. And another thing is the western chokecherry tends to have more of a vigorous, robust habit. In other words, the twigs and stems tend to be a little thicker. And in the twigs here on Prunus marginata, the bitter cherry tend to be a little thinner, a little dainty. I want to say daintier, kind of thinner. So as we'll see here, the twig structures are a lot more robust on Prunus virginiana variety demissa. So right there, see the twigs are thicker, more robust, and the plants tend to be a little bit more robust. They tend to be taller shrubs, taller and a little bit more open, whereas bitter cherry tends to be a little denser, like that right there. And then the fruits are these real bitter, like bitter cherries that are not supposed to be really palatable. And then they come arranged differently. See right here, you see these little stalks coming out here. You can see right there, the fruits come arranged along the stalk for Prunus virginiana variety demissa, the western chokecherry. You can see the old fruit stalks here. For Prunus marginata, they don't come in long, elongated stalks. They come clustered together in kind of like roundish clusters. So unfortunately, there are no fruit specimens here to show you in person. But yeah, you can see these stockier ones, the ones that are more along in their fall color. Those ones are the western chokecherries, and the ones that are mostly green and just shedding their leaves while they're kind of greenish yellow are the bitter cherries. There you go. So, well, that's it for the Boucher Hill tour. I want to get into a spotlight on trees, so we'll see how that goes. I will see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.